What's up everyone, I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer and today is day 3 of our dinosaur drawing marathon. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw Giganotosaurus from Jurassic World Evolution. So that's the Xbox game that a lot of you guys like, and yeah, I thought this would be a great dinosaur to draw. So let's start off with the outline of our Giganotosaurus. The head's going to be facing to the left, which is nice. So we can start with the head and work our way to the right. So Giganotosaurus has some massive jaws, so let's put in an oval representing the head of Giganotosaurus. Don't press too hard on your pencil when you're doing the outline. Then we're going to have the neck come like so. We want to sort of have a backwards S shape. Then here we're going to have the main body. And since the reference image which you guys saw, the tail actually does go off the page, which is going to be fine for this drawing. So go ahead and make the tail go off the page, and if you want you can curve it. You guys have all the freedom in the world to do that. But I'm going to have my tail going off the page, just like in the reference image. It's going to have its hands or arms folded like so, and the legs aren't a very standing position. This Giganotosaurus is not moving, it's just almost like in a squatting position. So we're going to have the legs, put a little circle in for the knee. It's going to be bent slightly. Another circle for where the ankle is going to be. And this drawing has the reference image actually has some grass, which is going to be really nice since we don't like drawing, well at least I don't like drawing dinosaur feet. They're kind of hard. So we will actually take advantage of that and use the grass. So let's put in a little bit of the grass here. See, remember this other leg is going to be mostly hidden behind this front one, so don't worry too much about that. We got the tail put in. Let me just flesh out the neck a tiny bit before we start off by actually putting in more detail with the head. So I think this outline looks pretty good. The proportions are looking pretty fine to me right now. So now I think we can actually begin to go into more detail with the head. So as I mentioned earlier, Giganotosaurus has a massive set of jaws. I think they're around 6 feet long, or 2 meters. And it's got a very distinct shape to its face. Definitely not a T-Rex by the shape of this jaw. So the eye is going to be right about here, so put that in. Put the eyeball in, put a little pupil in, add some wrinkles. Just to darken up that area. We're going to have a little ridge in front of the eye. So we'll put in some of that bony structure just over the eye. This little brow ridge. So Giganotosaurus is from Argentina, where the biggest dinosaurs are found. So it makes sense where there's big predators, you'd find big herbivores. And that's where we find Argentinosaurus, which is the heaviest dinosaur. At least I think so. I know there's another dinosaur called Titanosaurus or something that's in the New York Museum. That's supposedly the biggest dinosaur. But yeah, I think Argentinosaurus is actually probably the heaviest one. And if anything, those two dinosaurs could be related. I mean, scientists are always messing things up and finding out that what they thought was a completely different species is just like a more mature dinosaur or something like that. So the head's looking very nice. We also are going to add a little bit of these lines to add some more detail into the ridge there. And then for this cavity, you can do a little bit of cross hatching. You don't want to shade it too much, because the cavity really doesn't sink in that much. I'll do a little bit of cross-hatching back here. So let's put in the teeth of Giganotosaurus. It has large teeth that are all about the same size. And then we're going to have that muscle which snaps and opens the jaws. And we will have the jaw really wide open in this drawing. The dinosaurs from Jurassic World Evolution are really cool. I mean, they have an added layer of real, like, they're more realistic than the ones from the other games, in my opinion. So we got a really thick jaw there. This Giganotosaurus had a huge set of jaws. We can add in the bottom teeth. And we'll put in the tongue. I remember a few years ago I saw a documentary about Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. It was something like, it was a documentary about whether like they could beat T-Rex in a fight or something like that. It's pretty interesting because Carcharodontosaurus and Giganotosaurus are so similar, except they're on completely different continents. So Giganotosaurus is in South America and Carcharodontosaurus is in Africa, North Africa. So it really makes you think that those two continents were together at some point. Which could easily have been possible. And maybe, here's a fun theory I have. Maybe like after the dinosaurs died and were fossilized, then the land split. And like what if this Carcharodontosaurus and Giganotosaurus were actually the same dinosaur? I mean, probably not. But that is a theory of mine that could be possible, you know? It's like before the continents actually split, the dinosaurs were fossilized and died and stuff. And then when they split, we ended up with Giganotosaurus on two different continents. I think, yeah, the main theory is that the two dinosaurs were living and then the continents split. And then they slowly, not really evolved, but they adapted and changed a bit. Because they really are not two different animals. They're definitely in the same species. Same way like Tyrannosaurus and Tarbosaurus are really closely related. It's like mountain lions and pumas, or mountain lions and panthers. The differences are so slight between Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. So yeah, as you guys saw, I put in a bunch of scales along the lip there. You can add some more lines here for that muscle. And in the one from Jurassic World Evolution has a bunch of spots here, which I think is a cool feature, so I'm going to put that in. The spots do not cover the whole head, they just are like dotted along the edge of the mouth. And there's a few of them down here as well. So be sure to leave in the comments below if you have Giganotosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution. Not exactly sure how powerful this dinosaur is in the game, but theoretically it should be, because it's like, I'm not sure if currently, but it's definitely like one of the top 5 largest dinosaurs on the Earth that have been discovered, and probably outweighs Spinosaurus, and it's definitely longer than T-Rex. So yeah, it could be the largest predatory dinosaur. Okay, so let's start working on the neck. It's got a thin neck, like in comparison to T-Rex. We want to put some of these major veins in and shade underneath them. like so. So yeah, I want to make the skin look really realistic here. I'm just going to add a little bit more shading since this is the underside of the neck. So less sun would hit that area. And there is a row of spikes on the very top. They're nothing special, they're just small spikes. There's only one row. So I guess that's one nice thing about Jurassic World Evolution is that the dinosaurs are not crazy like the ones from Jurassic World the game. It's like when you show this drawing to someone, it's going to look like a realistic dinosaur. Whereas if you show someone, maybe even the Giganotosaurus we drew the other day, would not look like exactly like a realistic dinosaur. So now I'm putting in the arms. The arms in the game version of Giganotosaurus look extremely tiny, but we know Giganotosaurus had longer arms than this. So guys, I'm going to redraw the claws and fingers. So Giganotosaurus had 3 fingers. So I want to make it at an angle so we can see all 3 of the fingers there, because the one in the reference image, the hands are all bunched together, so you can't tell how many fingers it has. But we know for a fact that Giganotosaurus had 3 fingers, so I want to make sure we show that. And yeah, I'm going to color in the claws, and we'll add some scales onto the top of the fingers. And yeah, we can add in the other arm. It's on the opposite side. And this one, we can take a shading pencil and shade it in. And this will also make it so we can tell which arm is which. So that looks pretty good. So yeah, the torso of Giganotosaurus is actually not that much bigger than the actual head. It just shows how immense the jaws were. So yeah, we're going to have this vein continue along the belly. And we'll shade underneath it. And this whole bottom section of the stomach is going to be shaded in a little darker. And to add some roundness, like we want to add a round look to the belly here. And you can do that simply by shading instead of drawing like a round circle, you know. So you want to have it dark at the bottom here, and then slowly get lighter. I'll smudge a little bit too to add some color. So there we have more of a roundish look to the belly. We're going to have the shoulder blade coming up right about there. So I want to add a few wrinkles for that. And let's continue the row of spikes on the spine there. So I'm not sure if they actually found spikes fossilized with the Giganotosaurus, but it could have easily had spikes. So the spikes are going to fade there, and they'll continue up again further down the tail. let's erase some of the lines that we don't need anymore. And we'll work on the leg next. So you want to have this thigh slightly curved off the knee here, and be sure to add some knee wrinkles. It's got a rather thick thigh. I want to put 2 lines here just to show some more definition in the leg. I'll add some curvy lines to add some shape. So as I said at the start of the video, this is not going to be a very complicated drawing, but we do want to make it look, you know, as good as it can get. Because I've noticed that a lot of my videos have been close to an hour. I know that's pretty long for a YouTube video. So I'm going to try and make this one a little shorter and hopefully keep it under 30 minutes. So here we have the ankle. And we're going to have the beginning of the feet. So we're going to see a few of those scales. I'm actually going to thicken up the calf. I always end up making it look too much like a human's calf and not like a dinosaur's. See how we'll make that a little thicker. And maybe enlarge the scales a bit. Like so. And I'll re-add that little piece next to the ankle. I don't even know what that's called. The heel, I guess. And we'll add some grass. So I have some tall, spiky grass. We can start it up about here and just continue it underneath the Giganotosaurus. So I rarely do this, guys. Like, I almost never put grass down for a drawing, so this is a big deal. And then of course we're going to have the other foot. And this one will be shaded similar to what we did with the arm. The one that's further back is going to be the one that's all shaded in. There we go. This is looking very, very nice. Now we simply have to add in the tail, which is going to be going off the page. This just proves how big Giganotosaurus was. We can't even fit it onto our page. So I want to show a bunch of wrinkles here. And continue the line of spikes, which will start up again and then begin to get a little smaller as we get further down the tail. So yeah, add some more wrinkles and curved lines to add texture to the skin of the Giganotosaurus. I'm going to add some more shading. And if you want to go the extra mile, I'm not going to do that today just because it would take too long. You can add scales across the skin of the Giganotosaurus, and that would really, really make it look nice. Especially if you did a neat job. It would look fantastic. But I know putting in, like, for me, it would take 20 minutes to do all the scales on this Giganotosaurus drawing. So we're going to have a little bit of shading on the underside of the leg. So put that in. But other than that, I think our drawing is pretty much complete. Just gonna take my eraser and erase some of the smudging that I did and erase some of the original outline that's still left. I just noticed that, that some of the original outline's still there. But yeah, leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And since I'm doing this Danny the Dinosaur Drawer Marathon, be sure to comment below what you'd like to see. I'm just going to sign my drawing here in the corner. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.